Welcome back. I'm here today with John Parecka. He's doing the painting in my house, and unfortunately we're standing because I still don't have any furniture. Welcome, John.
Thank you.
So John's pretty far along in the house, and you'll see that down the road, but let's talk about the process when you're hiring a painter. Okay, so this is a renovation, okay? So let's talk about renovation first. Do you like to come in the house and see the job and then to know what colors they're doing?
Yeah, I do. When it's a renovation, it makes a big difference though. A lot of times it's harder because I don't always have the same vision that you do. I can't envision the finished product. So, it's a little bit harder to give an estimate when it's a big renovation job. So luckily we have a good working relationship, and I was able to be a little flexible on what I, thought it would cost.
So funny story. John was just telling me this morning. These walls were like a regatta blue or something it was called. How many coats of paint was this?
Yeah, it was like a medium blue, and we were going over it with white, and it was easily 3 coats. There were some spots where I had to touch up some spots, which would have been a 4th time. Because maybe it went on light or something on one of the coats. But yeah, it's some of the things that people don't realize. The colors kind of matter sometimes.
So for planning purposes, this added time for John. He was like, okay, this is an extra day. And
yeah.
I didn't know that in John because he didn't know what color I was painting. Yeah. Okay, so that's the renovation. I did the trim. And so what I did is I did all of the same color. But John and I had to chat about the finish.
Yeah.
So talk about the different finishes, because I was different.
Okay, yeah. So most people use, the walls are they're all different, but as far as the trim goes, most people use semi-gloss, and you wanted to use a satin, which doesn't really shine as much. Not many people do it, but it looks really good. I mean, you're right. It's a little more washable when it's shinier, and that's why people use semi-gloss for the most part on trim. And if it's not a rental and you don't have people, putting their hands all over it like kids or renters or whatever, then it's okay to use satin.
Yeah. So we had a long discussion on the phone about the finish, and I said, I promise you, I just like it. I don't want to see the trim pop to my eyes. So.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just talk real quick about new construction.
Okay.
So pros and cons of you doing a new construction job. So what do you like about it?
Well, I mean, I don't like it. A new construction job, I don't like it, but I'm a one-man band. So I'm not really your guy for new construction.
Okay.
But I totally know all about it. The reason I don't do it is because the job is, like we were talking about a little bit with renovation, the job's always evolving with new construction. So a lot of times the painting company will come in and they'll do a primer, right? They'll come in and spray it usually with nothing in there.
Right.
So the new drywall gets sprayed all like white or off-white or whatever first.
Okay.
And then when the job progresses, they may or may not come in and do another coat. But a lot of painters, they don't want to even paint until all the furniture is delivered, because the furniture delivery people, even if they try really hard, they're just going to mess something up, or whatever, and that has to be built into the job. So, at the end, the painter always has to come back, and the homeowner might not like paying them. So by design, if the painter is smart, they'll say, I know I'm going to be back to fix stuff, so let me just say in advance that I'll give you a day at the end of the project, and that's included. You know what I mean?
So the reason I asked this is because I assume new construction would be easier, but you're right, it's not.
Yeah.
Whereas a renovation, you knew where my walls are going to be.
Yeah.
Although, funny story, we got furniture delivered today, and John's like, wait, they're coming on the crane, right? They're not going to mark the walls.
Yeah.
And John's been great, so he's been walking around, checking all the spots, making sure everything's perfect. So this has been a great working relationship. I highly recommend hiring someone that you can, have dialogue with about what you're looking for. All right, thanks, John. Stay tuned. The next episode, we're going to talk landscaping.